Sydney, the Wine O'Clock show plays and stays at the Adge Hotel. Dare to be different at the Adge Hotel. Cheers. Happy
cheers.
Friday. It is Friday, it is 6 o'clock and it's time to wind down from the week that was. It is time to kick off those heels, grab yourself a wine and talk about some hot topics that have trended our news streams this week. Being on the health regime this week with Tim on the show, there's been a British case survey that's come out saying that swearing is actually good for us. And that it's a very rich, emotional and creative language that basically helps us be a little bit more strong and tough. What do you think about that, Tim?
I think that study's full of friggin' shit, really. Sorry, can you beep that out?
Yeah.
I was like, I better turn that back. Yeah, I think, you know, sometimes it's a good out. It's like crying, you know, like there's a reason why we cry. It's a release. And sometimes releasing that built up stress, otherwise it can manifest in your body in different things, you know, and being able to release that is good. I think just do it in a nice way. Like my dad's funny, he doesn't like the F word. I can't use it. If we're watching, from when I was a kid, like if we're watching an M-rated movie, he'll literally, if they say it once or twice, like he'll kind of walk out. And so it's really hard because he misses out on all these great movies with great underlying things that could change your life. But you know, so it's funny. So I don't swear much. I think it depends who you're around.
Yes.
But
pick your audience.
there's definitely times when I might be on the laptop and I can't get something. I'm like, you know, and I let out a few
See,
screams.
I really love this survey because I hate to admit it, but I am a big swearer. You know, the F word is like my second favourite word.
What's your first?
Fridays. But I think it's a great release because I mean, not only, you know, have I got this show and doing the show, but you know, I also have a real estate agency and employ 20 people, and you know, that can be quite frustrating, and you want to go home and venting and getting all this stuff out. It really helps me release a bit of stress and anxiety.
Yeah.
And the best way to do that is with a swear word.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
I think, honestly, I think it's some of my most intelligent friends swear a lot. And I do think it's a sign of intelligence. I don't know. I mean, granted, I'm from the music industry, so we swear like
song later on the F word.
But I agree with the fact that you choose your place to do it.
Yeah.
You know, like when I was doing radio, obviously you don't swear on radio. You know, you know, working with kids, things like that.
Yeah.
But I think if you're in a controlled environment with the right people, and then they're swearing as well, then absolutely. Or you're at home and you kick your toe or whatever. Absolutely.
Not in front of the parents.
Yeah, I think so.
I think my dad's got this thing. He's like, oh, I see it as, you know, society's just losing their moral. And then I'm like, well, I think like, say, the F word has kind of, it doesn't have, back maybe in the 70s, it was like had a stronger impact. It meant sort of different things. Whereas now, because it's kind of just like saying bloody hell, you know.
It is,
sort of,
I agree.
in a way. In a way, it depends who you say it to. But I think in general, like it's just, you know.
It's just a word that comes out now, isn't it?
It's just part of our
Just rolls off the
vocabulary. We're
so
Aussies.
well, doesn't it?
A Port Macquarie man, he was a manager, I think, of an insurance company, and was fired because he was downloading like hardcore porn onto office computers and storing his own sex tapes on computers, and he was fired. And he actually went to the Fair Work Australia and appealed and won $10,000.
See, I don't know if that's worth 10 grand.
Do you agree? Do you
think you should have got more?
Yeah, well, I just think that whole... Okay, for starters, I think if it's a work computer, you are a fool to be doing stuff like that. And I don't understand how it didn't break any of the...
Well, apparently it wasn't in their policies.
Then they're
about
probably even
porn.
worse.
See, I think it's very negligent of the employer not to provide their employees with a separate hard drive on which to store their sex tapes.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not fair.
Oh, she went straight for the terabyte one. Jeez, what kind of porn are you downloading? And how much? Yeah, I don't know. I just think that it's like, I mean, I just think he's a fool. But then I think if you're going to do something like that and like, you know, and download, and let's quote, hardcore porn.
Yeah, and his own sex tape.
And his own sex tapes.
One he made
and all he
at
got
home.
out of it was 10 grand. I mean, yes, I did a free nude photo, but I would want more than 10 grand for that kind of embarrassment, I think, of being, being made public and people knowing about it.
But you know, will that now hinder his?
I was going to say in his next interview, so why did you leave your last job?
Porn.
Technical issues.
Or in his employment agreement, there'll be some, you know.
Yeah. Big red flag.
Yeah. No porn downloading on office computers.
It's like, you know, it's like you do one wrong thing and you're always labelled as the porn guy.
Yeah,
you know.
it's true.
Yeah.
Well.
Do you agree, Em? Like, do you think one, he should have been fired because of the whole porn thing, but then two, like he's claiming because there was nothing in policies. Do you agree?
Well, I just think it would be interesting if you started a job and you read the office policies and do not download porn was on there. You'd be like, well, I wasn't going to, but now that it's on there, maybe.
It's like, don't press the red button.
Exactly. So, no, yeah, of course he should have been fired. What was he doing?
I know, that's just silly.
Yeah. Surely they must have had, you know those clauses that you always see in a contract that you sign? It's like, you know, don't do this and do this and blah, blah, blah. But you must always do what we say if we ask you to do something.
There's always
like that clause.
a clause that's basically an umbrella that covers everything. Yeah.
Surely there must have been something like that.
They must have just bungled the lawsuit, I think, because
Yeah.
there's no way you can't download porn at
Or
work and
must have been
expect it to be
I
okay.
mean, who wrote up that contract?
Yeah.
They need to get those people from The Bachelorette to do their contract.
Yes.
Because they are like
Oh my God.
ironclad.
Yeah. So I've heard.
Yeah.
United Nations got under a bit of fire this week about talking about women and empowerment. They want to use Wonder Woman as their honorary ambassador. And they're saying, why aren't we using real women? Why are we using, you know, these DC Marvel character to solidify a Wonder Woman when we should we be using a real life person?
We absolutely should be. Hello, there's no wonder that this decision was not made by a woman, isn't there? We absolutely should be. You know, our younger women in the world today, we need real live people to look up to be empowered by, and gender equality is such a big issue. Look, I understand why they did it, of course. 1941, she came in, she was an image of feminism and fighting the bad guys, the first female superhero, and it's bad I say, but I do love a get up. Yeah. PC. But anyway, she looked fantastic and all of that jazz. But look, over the years, of course, the sexualisation, the inappropriate dress, she's got an American flag on her, she's white. I mean, there's 192 nations represented in the UN. A lot of those would be quite upset by Wonder Woman, but I see what they've done it, because it's advertising, it's marketing, isn't it? They're trying to reach a broad audience. The new movie's coming out, DC Comics, so you've got Warner Brothers, DC Comics, you're trying to reach the young people out there. Boom, done. I just would have expected more from the UN to have the foresight to maybe say, no, this isn't right. Okay, we're going to get more reach, but we should have a real life person for this to empower.
Yeah, it's quite controversial because half of the people that work at the UN are unhappy about this. So they stood up when the announcement was made, turned their back on the speakers. They're placarding outside their work office and saying that they're not happy with it. The interesting thing was I showed a picture of her to my 4-year-old and I was like, oh, you know, what do you think about this lady? She goes, oh, she's not wearing much. I was like, yes, she's not really wearing much, is she?
She's got thigh-high boots and big boobs.
I was like, that's what Mummy's going as to her next fancy dress costume, but no, she's not wearing much. I don't know. I mean, they have Winnie the Pooh as an honorary member for something else.
This is the thing for
UN,
friendship,
so
and they've had Tinkerbell for Green. Actually, can we wait a second? I've got a prop.
Yes.
I forgot my prop. So I have a suggestion of who they should have gone for.
Oh
Just look.
my goodness gracious me.
She's
Who is it?
Who is this?
It's Anna.
Now, Anna's a bit dishevelled. She looks like she's had a big night out on the tile. She's lost her shoes.
She's with you at Cuba.
But here you go. Like, if you're going to go, because the thing is with honorary ambassadors, apparently a lot of them are fictitious characters as opposed to, you know, the others. But, I mean, look at her. Go Anna. You know, Frozen. She's
Anna.
all about go girlfriend. She saves her sister. She usually wears boots. Like, good coverage here, good hiking. And she's a bit of a ranger. And us rangers get a bit victimised.
You're a ranger.
It's a touch.
Naturally a ranger.
Naturally. No. It's Auburn. Strawberry blonde. Anyway, go Anna. Like, they could have gone with Anna. And that would have been a good reach.
That's not...
So Wonder Woman.
I said to my daughter the other day to put a jumper on and she's
Let it
obsessed
go.
with Anna and I was like, she goes to me, Mummy, the cold doesn't bother me anyway.
more effective UN? Anna.
Anna.
I don't mind Anna. I think she's cool.
She's so cool.
And then she gives up a little kiss at the end.
And
quite
and you know, even though that's not right, she still has. It's all
Not
about
right
you
to
go
have a
girlfriend.
kiss.
I know that, but you know, she's got. It's not
did
about
make him
having
wait.
a hot
Oh.
man, but yeah, Christoph. She's got Christoph. Like she's going, you go girlfriend. She's got a hot man. She's got all work. It's all working.
And a
for her.
reindeer.
It's all working for it.
And reindeer.
Now you two have children, so you'll probably be all over this when it comes to birthday parties. There's a new trend happening where parents are asking for no present parties to teach their children, I guess, the benefits of not having too much materialistic things. I've got children, you've got children. Is it a good idea or a bad idea?
Who are these tight-ass parents? What a bunch of tight-asses.
Right?
You invite people over to your house, they bring a gift.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
That's fair.
Yeah. Fair enough, you know, she's probably saying, you know, they've got enough. And yeah, every parent's probably going to say that their child has plenty. But that's how kids bond. You know, you buy them Lego or you buy a Matchbox car or you buy them dolls or whatever they're into and they play with them. That's how kids go, you know, get on.
Yeah.
It's about having fun,
Yeah.
you know. Don't be such a tight-ass mum. Far out. Imagine if you were the kid.
I know, imagine having that
What?
enforced upon you by your parent. Like, no, that didn't happen to you when you were young.
I know. She wrote on the invite, no presents. She'd be like, what?
The present is the party itself. The present is the party itself, Tom.
Yeah. Look, we haven't done parties yet.
I've
You've
done a
probably got
lot.
more insight into that.
One great idea that quite a few of my friends do is instead of getting 25 really crappy presents, you know, plastic and stuff the kid will never ever use, you put in for one group present. I'm doing it today, $20 and a GoPro for the girl, and that's all she gets. So it's one quality present. So I think that's quite smart, and I don't have to go to the shop, so I'm winning.
Are you going to buy the present though? You're not just going to pocket all the 20s, are you?
I haven't organised it. I'm not that organised.
You're gonna
I'm a bad mum.
Send them all a photo.
Go, thanks.
The little one actually
Direct
hold it.
deposit.
See, mum bought it.
Do you guys ever re-gift when it comes to presents? Like, you know, when it comes to
Yes.
I got a classic re-gift just yesterday.
Did you? Tell us.
From my mother-in-law. And I love her. She's the most gorgeous, beautiful
Lucky you
woman.
prefaced that.
But it was my birthday last month and she was away, so she missed it. She bought me hand soap. and like a succulent for my bathroom, and I just looked at it and I went, someone's given that to her.
I've got one too. My sister gave me for my birthday, who I love, and it's an amazing sister, a beautiful Veuve Clicquot bag that has a towel in it. They clearly had champagne in the middle. I just got it with the orange.
Where's the booze?
Like, where's the
Oh,
booze?
this is the tight-ass episode, isn't it?
A re-gift.
Also this week, a mother is furious because two overseas tourists decided they were going to strip down to their bikini bottoms and sunbake in a park full of children.
This has pissed me off, this story. Which? So
Darwin
the
Park.
Okay, so it was in Darwin. Okay, right. So it's touristy.
It's hot already.
It's very hot.
know.
They're obviously from overseas. I feel
I'd like to say like something like Sweden or something like
Oh
that.
no, seriously.
Yeah,
somewhere European. On a deeper level, there are people like Trump, like, you know, people around that do see breasts and particular parts of bodies, especially for females, as sexual things. When, I don't know, I've just had a mate that's had a baby, and the first time I saw her breastfeeding, I walked in the room and I started bawling my eyes out because I'm like, this is the most pure, amazing, magical experience. Yet she said there are so many people when she's out in public or if baby starts to cry, she's like, the amount of stares that you get and this awkward, anxious feeling that you get of people staring up, oh, you know, not actually saying you're disgusting, but this kind of attitude around the fact that it's a rude part or a disgusting part of our body that should be covered up.
They weren't breastfeeding.
They weren't
very
breastfeeding.
different.
No,
It is
I
very
get that. But at the same time, it's like, we're the ones as humans that have put this sexualization sticker on a part of our body that isn't essentially meant to be
I don't know.
sexual.
I'm kind of dancing around the line with this one because I agree. I think breasts are breasts, but I also understand they're sexualized and parents, I suppose, to some degree are allowed to choose the timeline of when they want to go into those types of conversations. But I will say, so
I guess I understand where the parents are coming from, but in my own opinion, it's a non-issue, you know, because for children of mine, they will understand what breasts are. They will call their pits like their genitals, their actual parts. There's no secrecy. There's nudity. It's a nude house at my house. Yeah. It already is. And my housemate, you know, she doesn't have a choice, really. I don't take a towel from the bathroom to my room, and I don't really care who's in the house because it's a body.
Make sure we text before we come over.
But I think, well, it's up to you because I don't care. That's my point, and I think that's what the girls are. It's like that's your cross to bear. I'm okay with my boobs, and that's going to be something that you need to work out. But then on the parent side, I go, well, they're like, well, we haven't worked it out yet, you know. So I understand. But
surely those children have seen their mum's boobs. I know my children walk into my bathroom all the time, and I'm having a shower, and they see everything. So it's like, well, you see your mum's boobs.
I don't think that's the case for everybody though. Like I'm the same as you. Yeah. I grew up in a nude household. Still, if I go home and mum's, you know, she's like starkers, like with her leg up on the counter and she's putting her moisturiser on, and we're just chatting away about where we should book for dinner. It's a non-issue in that regard, but I don't think everybody's been brought up in that way. I certainly know my boyfriend's family is so like. There might be, you know, they call them crack watchers. Like if you were to put these down, that tiny minuscule bit in between, it's like there might be crack watchers and bad people that want to look at our naked bodies. And it's serious, but seriously, this is a lot of the way that a lot of people are raised, whereby they're not seeing their parents nude. They're not, as Stacey said, they're not told what a vagina or a penis or breasts are. So then there's almost like this secrecy and this shame around, like, well, what is it? Is this a bad thing? Is this a rude thing?
With the place that they were swimming, it's a public place, right? Yeah. So it's. I think that it's one of those things that we all need.
Swimming. It was in a park, like on the grass, where the playground of children. So it wasn't at a beach or at a lake.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm not getting my tits out at a where there's a slide and a you know, and swings. Like, and I'm completely.
I'm not either.
And I'm
just
a nude
for the record.
person. Yeah, but I think there is a time and a place, but I also think that those decisions and the fact that someone's gotten so angry about it says that she's also got, it was a mother, right? Yes. Says that she's also got probably quite a messed up view of the body. Yeah.
But I'm gauging that she is not like the three of us that have grown up in a nude household with her mum or seeing her parents or brothers and sisters around and being open.
Yeah.
There's nowhere to swim though. Why are their tits out?
Like you asked, they probably don't want to get tan lines.
I understand
but I don't know. I've never been somebody that's ever like sunbathe topless ever,
no.
and I don't think I ever will be. Yet I still feel like it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, but sometimes we have to look at the actual situation because the core value is clear. We've made that clear, but then the actual situation is. These two girls are at a playground with their
Can we confirm? Were they on the playground?
They weren't sliding down the slide.
Were they like tits out going down the slide?
They weren't going across the monkey bars, you know.
They were laying on the grass. It's a tricky one. I don't know. I think the playground thing got me a little bit. Not because I'm embarrassed about bodies, but I think because it's like, well, what was their agenda? I don't know. There's plenty of other places.
So cheers. Have a great weekend,
Thanks, guys. You too. Happy Friday.
Oh my God, thank you guys so much for joining me on the show. You're bawling your eyes out.
Getting nude.
And passion women.
Girls.
And drinking.
And having sex on the way to Melbourne, girls.
Yes,
Good on you. Yeah.